going on? I'm George. This is the Unsigned Success Podcast, episode 2. This is Cass the Muse, our second guest. How you doing today, Cass?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing absolutely awesome. How are you?
Amazing. I'm doing good as well. I can't complain. You know, everything going good. Summer's going good. How's your summer treating you?
Summer is amazing.
Yeah.
It's a little strange because by the time we realize summer is gone, by the time we realize summer is here,
Yeah.
it's already gone. So I'm really just trying to soak up the summer months.
Absolutely. You find yourself doing anything, going to the beach, spending time with friends, anything in particular?
Surprisingly, I'm not a beach person. I don't like the beach unless it's on an island. Unless it's a tropical beach, I'm not really messing with it. When I moved here and I realized that the Pacific was cold, I was not pleased.
It actually is pretty cold. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't pleased. So yeah, I'm not really into beach stuff, but I've been writing a lot and I've been really meditating a lot, and I skate here and there. So I've been skating.
Roller skating?
Yes.
Or nice.
Yes, roller skating.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I always wanted to get into that. Is it something that you've been doing for a while, or is it a hobby you just picked up?
No, actually, I started during the pandemic. And it's something that I've really made an effort to stick to.
Nice. Very cool. Something that you enjoy.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. And, it has different elements to it. It's something new, and it's something that you can grow at and get better at. So, the parts of your brain that are activated when you're constantly putting in the effort to get better at something, are being worked out. So I'm excited about it. And it looks so sexy and cool.
Right. So you're from New York, born and raised.
Yes, I am.
How was that? How was your upbringing in New York?
I don't think you really understand how much of a blessing it is to grow up in New York until you start traveling and you realize how much culture and how much of a melting pot and how diverse and really exposed you are to different things. So I think that it was a very, very good upbringing in terms of just being exposed to different people and different things. So it was really cool. Right.
Like different types of friends, different types of, obviously, like, I would imagine, it was a close to chaotic life living in New York. I mean, that's there's a lot going on, right?
It seems chaotic to everybody else, but to us, it was the norm.
Right.
It was the norm. And it's not that other places are not diverse. It's just that in New York, because there's so little space, everybody's on top of each other. So you have no choice but to kind of just like mingle and bounce off of you.
Absolutely. Yeah. What did you find, maybe as an artist, what was like a disadvantage or even advantage to navigating like your situations inside the music industry? Did you find it troubling? Did you find it like easy? Like, what's your opinion to that?
Well, first and foremost, I wouldn't categorize myself as someone who's in the music industry.
Sure.
I make music and I aspire to build myself as a very successful independent artist. So I'm not really out here in the industry like that. What I will say is my experience in my journey in the two different cities has differed because in New York, the kind of life I was living was a very family-oriented life. And I'm Caribbean. My family's from Haiti. So it was home with the mom and the dad and aunts and sisters and whatnot. So it was very family-based. So I didn't really go out there and find and put myself in positions to really grow creatively. That was part of the reason why I wanted to move out here, because I kind of wanted to force myself to have to do that. So
Absolutely.
The life that I live in LA is much more creative, and it helps a lot that so many people out here are all aspiring artists in one way or another. So it's not only music, it's film, it's all types of different aspects of
misfits that come to LA hoping for a better future. Yeah,
for sure. All types of different people within the realm of entertainment. What I will say is, in many ways, I felt like the way that New York was when I grew up and the way that it is now is very different creatively.
Sure.
I feel like
How
it's
so?
I feel like in many ways it's kind of died down creatively.
Okay.
Blame it on gentrification, blame it on Bloomberg making, striving to make New York for only millionaires. So it really changes culture, and it changes influence when incomes come into play.
Right.
When it comes to building a city and forming a city. So yeah.
That's a really good way, intelligent way of looking at it. I think that so when you visit New York, the energy has kind of died down a little bit. The creative energy.
For sure.
Yeah.
The Brooklyn that I knew that Basquiat came out of, it's not the Brooklyn that is, right now. And, there's nothing wrong with change. I don't, I'm not here on some, oh my God, give me, old Brooklyn back. Change is inevitable.
Yeah.
Things are cyclic. That's okay. But, you just recognize it for what it is.
Yeah. And, yeah. So you wouldn't consider yourself inside the music, like, I don't know. I just go into these, I don't know, so navigating these different circumstances, do you find like having
I think that was a good question that you were about to ask, the industry
what was I
question.
going to say? Yeah, what was it? Well, what was the question? I mean, whether
Why
you find yourself. Yeah, that kind of goes into what I was, I guess, leading at is inside these parties, to whatever capacity you feel like you're a part of. Is it like tough dealing with these like managers, A&R, whoever you're bringing talking to? Do they take you seriously as a woman, or there may be even just like almost like a outdated question, but how would you find yourself in those situations?
I don't think that's outdated at all.
Yeah. I don't want to be I don't want to be, but yes, I think that's true. I think that a lot of women find themselves in situations where these managers want, or whoever that have these power positions want to do this, that, and the other thing with them other than grow their career. So have you found like people trying to wedge their way into your life in other ways other than just music, trying to grow your career but trying to do something else?
Absolutely. I've been in situations where people have ulterior motives when it comes to my art, but it never stops me.
Yeah.
It never stops me, and nobody knows what you're about until you show them what you're about. And when you're not about that life, they quickly see. And I've been super blessed to be to maintain my safety.
Great. Yeah.
And that's not, I won't take credit as to that's my doing, because there are certain people who end up in unsafe situations that never, it's not their doing. You feel me? But I've just been blessed in that way to kind of maintain my safety. And I'll also touch on the fact that technology nowadays allows you to have your own setup, to lay out your own ideas.
Right.
You have YouTube, you have, the
you don't
DSP,
need to rely on these.
Right.
Yeah.
In many ways, where you were dependent before, now you can be very independent and, just do for self. So I'm just lucky to be living in a time and in a space where I can protect my own creativity.
Right. Not only women, but anyone could, make themselves, do it themselves. Yeah.
But that's definitely a positive thing for women as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, after you create that, to get it in where it needs to go, you still got to deal with, men in powerful positions, just like women in powerful positions. So we're all dealt a hand, and we all kind of have to learn how to navigate, how to play it.
Right. I remember somebody told me a quote one time. I'm probably going to misquote it, but it's like power corrupts absolutely, or something like that.
Yeah,
so
absolute power
whatever,
corrupts,
whoever has these, has the hands of power, it's going to go a little bit in the corrupt sort of way. No one's going to agree with what somebody does at the top. Like someone is going to disagree with, this, that, and the other thing with politics or that, whatever. So
facts. We're not perfect. We're just perfectible.
So we want to get into the nitty gritty, right?
Let's do it.
So
I'm ready.
In what ways would you say that you failed as an artist, or picked yourself back up and been able to, you know, learn from an experience?
Oh, that's a good question. Sheesh. In what ways have
a
I
little deep.
failed as an artist?
Maybe not fail is a strong word, but you know, because we're all learning, right? If failure's a part of the process.
Yeah, I'll reword it. In what ways have I taken a little longer to learn?
Yes. Yeah, that's in no ways.
Oh, no, I feel you. I feel you. I feel like I really get in my head about my art, and I don't release enough art.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, I don't release enough art, and if I died today, my hard drive probably has like 500, 600 songs sitting on it that a lot of them are undone, and those that are done, unreleased. So that's not something I feel good about. So I'm trying to turn that around.
Of course.
These are songs that I've written over the years, so in many ways I kind of feel like they're either dated or they're not you know, something fresh that I want to put out now. So now I'm making it I'm really making an effort to
put it out
release as I'm creating.
I see.
So yeah.
Finding a consistency, is there a way that you would maybe give anyone advice to finding that consistency? Or maybe I guess for me it would be like lower your level of perfectionism, you know, not don't be so stuck on the minor details that no one is really gonna even think about, you know. If it's a huge issue, then fine, but
yeah, I don't think I'm yet in a position to be giving advice.
just from
if you're myself, I can give myself advice. I give myself advice to say, put it out there. Don't hold on to it like, you know, a freaking baby. You know, even babies grow up. You got to put it out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my advice to myself.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What kind of genre of music do you like to listen to, or like do you find yourself like getting into like on the daily?
Definitely neo soul. I listen to Haitian music a lot. I listen to 90s R&B a lot. I listen to pop.
Sure.
I don't know if that's popular. That's an unpopular thing to say as a R&B, as an alternative R&B artist. But yeah, I like pop a lot, actually. And I think pop is great to listen to in terms of, you know, learning how to write a basic song structure. And yeah, I try to keep my palette, you know, on its toes. I try to keep my palette I can't say wide, but I try to keep my palette diverse as it can be.
Can you give me like a top 3 that maybe is not your favorite all time, but somebody like someone who you're listening to heavily right now? Maybe a couple people, whoever.
Right now I'm listening to different playlists. So not necessarily one album, but the last album that I was just so like enamored by that I had on rotation was Jasmine Sullivan's Hotels. I really respected it as a holistic, you know, piece of art. I really enjoyed it. After that, I am obsessed with Apple Music's brown sugar playlist. That's my go-to every day. When I wake up in the morning, that's what I put on. It's not too high energy. It's not too low. It's just like a nice, easy going. And then I'll throw in a classic. I'll never go a week without listening to some Sade. So
nice.
We have it.
Very cool. All right, so I wanted to discuss your music video and also track Wild Thoughts with young Cory 6'2". We actually had him on the episode 1 of the Unsigned Success podcast. And
hey, Cory.
Yeah, shout out to young Cory. So how was that? How was the experience with that?
It was absolutely awesome. It was very organic. It happened very, very just like naturally. I have a fellow artist friend, Judy Jay. Shout out to Judy Jay, who had a track and he wanted me to hop on. But by the time I got around to actually doing it, he was already wrapping up his EP. So I wasn't able to, you know, be featured. So I asked him if I could take the beat because I like the beat. And he said, all right, cool. So I took it, and it was produced by Othman, who is in Paris. It's a very European feel. So I just wrote a song about what I was going through at the time. I was in a relationship with someone who was kind of going through like mental health issues and stuff. And no matter how much of a support you want to be, you just can't save them. So the song is basically about someone who, you know, has constant wild thoughts, but it's consuming them, and you're like, I'm here for you, but you know, there's only so much you could do. Right.
Yeah. That's I thought it was a really well put together piece of art. Like your writing, Cory's verse, the visuals. I thought it was really great. Really well put together.
It was really cool. Shout out to Cory. I asked him if he wanted to be on it really last minute, and he hopped on. We had recently met at that time. We didn't really even know each other, but he trusted my vision, and he was, you know, committed to collaborating. So that was really cool. And he just happened to be available for the music video. So I said, hey, let's do it.
Yeah.
So that was really fun.
You brought up Judy Jay.
Yeah.
So how did you meet Judy Jay?
I met Judy Jay through a really good friend, a really good mutual friend named Sunrise. And Judah, at the time, was working on a project, as he always is.
Sure, yeah.
And we just started, you know, chatting about art. And he told me he lived in Paris for about, I believe, 7 or 8 years.
Wow.
Don't quote me on that. But he lived in Paris for a while. And, you know, he spoke French, and we kind of, you know, parlayed.
I see. That's such a small world. Like, he came to the last jam session. I don't know if you saw him there, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I crossed him with Lao B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was
really happy to see him because the last time I saw him, he was
world.
moving back to Paris. So I was like, oh, super cool.
Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, the first time I met him was last jam session. So that's really cool that you just brought him up. I was like, oh, that's so interesting.
We indies are out here, man.
Yeah,
we out here.
Really cool. He's an amazing artist as well. Like I think you said, maybe that he's like touring or he's doing something where he's
he's about to
performing.
have a show in San Fran.
Yeah. It's I love his music. I think we actually brought him up. He told me about a new genre called vaporwave, and we brought him up last podcast. And yeah, he's kind of paving a new genre and a new style of music. So yeah, I love any. I support Judy Jay. All things Judy Jay, you know. So
yeah, I support him too.
Yeah,
really cool guy.
So what would you say that going into a studio, whether that's like, you know, the equipment itself or the things that you bring in, what are like some essentials for you for like creating a good vibe for music creating?
Solitude. I'm an overthinker.
That's real.
I get in my head, so I really need the physical space to be empty just so that I can process my thoughts and what I'm feeling and really digging deep. Like, I can't really dig deep when I'm overstimulated. So I really do like to record and write and do things alone. That's why this studio is perfect for me, because it allows me that space, and I'm really grateful for that. I thought it was really weird, but then I read up on Missy Elliott, and Missy Elliott kind of creates the same way. You know, she is in the studio by herself at night, and she's recording herself. So yeah, I'm with it.
No, that's solitude that breeds success. You know, honestly, I think that you know, collaborating as well too. I think both of them are good in different contexts, but honestly, I think that some of my best work is just when you lock in by yourself and you're able to really kind of, you know, kind of like throw the world away and just kind of fall into that studio vibe.
Yeah, collaborating is, when you're a good collaborator, it's proof how locked in you are with your own artistry. So, yeah,
it's a good point.
It has to be, the energies have to be compatible. So yeah, when I do any collaborations, I want to make sure that whatever fellow artists I'm working with the energies match.
Let's go on that. Like, how would you feel? Like, what is your experience with collaborating with people, and has there been disagreements? Has there been like, how have you found that area of music?
It wouldn't even make it that far. I'm really big on reading people's energies, especially when it comes to my art. More so my art than my real life. When it comes to my art, I'm so vulnerable and I'm so porous. I'm so open. When I'm creating that, I guard that energy like a freaking hawk.
Yeah.
I'd rather someone record their part and then send it to me than to be in the same space I'm creating. So
understood. Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't even make it that far if it wasn't the right energy. And I'm pretty on the money. So I've never been in a situation where we created something and we had conflict. And nothing's impossible. If I ever come across that, I hope that the art can still prevail and the art can be more important than the
absolutely
conflict.
Yeah, I mean, like, collaborating with Cory, things work out. Like, if they aren't fluid, if things don't happen in a really efficient, like, fluid way, that's a really good indicator that it's maybe we should jump ship, or that maybe the track isn't going to be I don't know. But
I think it's also important to be an adult about things, to speak up and to be upfront and clear about what you are in the beginning. Like, all right, what are we doing with these split sheets? What is the vision for the song creatively? What's the vision for the song rollout wise, business wise? Who's getting what cut? I think you have to be transparent in that.
Absolutely. Like, preemptive. Absolutely, yeah. Being a business minded with, like, the collaboration, and I think that's, like, a really good thing to touch on for anyone that's watching that wants to collaborate. And people are going to take you more seriously if you kind of approach it in that business minded way, and making sure that these promotion rollouts and the marketing and like you said, split sheets, all that stuff, like having the BMI or ASCAP taken care of and stuff like that, like getting your royalties so it's having all your ducks in a row is really crucial. People are going to want to work with you if you really have everything set and ready to go.
Transparency is key. And plus, I'm not in a place where I have like 1 million streams or anything, so what we're doing right now is we're just building our indie catalogs. But no matter whatever you're practicing right now is going to serve you for the future, so it's important to develop good habits.
Absolutely. So, that's a really good way to put it, is don't try to take shortcuts when it comes to building your own music career, because, like, it's only going to bite you in the butt in the end. Imagine, like, not doing the due diligence and getting a song that goes viral and you don't have your royalty set up, and, like, that would be the worst nightmare.
Facts.
I mean, not the worst, but your song went viral. It's not the worst thing, but it's
you hope that you can capitalize off of it. So if you have your ducks in a row, then you don't have to wait for another release. You can capitalize off of what went viral.
Absolutely. So, yeah. Okay, great. I wanted to go into some rapid fire questions. We do that on the podcast.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So just off the top of your head, not too much thought. What's your favorite movie?
Dirty Dancing. Don't call me corny.
I've never heard of Dirty Dancing.
Wow.
Maybe I haven't. Maybe I don't know.
Okay, maybe I'm not the corny one.
Does everyone know Dirty Dancing?
Yes, everyone knows Dirty Dancing. Don't put baby in the corner. Everyone knows Dirty Dancing.
I'm all
Nobody
blushing
puts
now.
Baby in the corner.
I've never. I mean, shit. Maybe I'll if I see the movie, I'll be like, oh, that's what it is. But
my black friends make fun of me when I say that.
It's before my time too.
I guess I got to put it on the list then. Shit.
I wasn't even thought of yet.
What's your favorite meal, or favorite food, type of food?
This Haitian dish called legume. It's like a stew, and it has all types of vegetables and meat and sometimes seafood in it, and it is the most delicious thing.
New York or Cali?
Ooh,
Maybe that was not a off the top question.
It depends on
It's a
for what.
Okay, I see.
It depends on for what.
Music. Your music career. Just keeping it in context, you know.
En route.
I'm sorry?
Oh, you mean New York or Cali in terms of my music career?
Yeah, let's say you were to pick one or the other, yeah. If you had to.
Ooh. Neither. My music career is international.
Woo! She said it here first, folks.
It's virtual. It's in the ether.
Well, that's ethereal, you know. Your music is ethereal.
It's boundless, yeah.
That's fire.
It's not confined by states.
It's a state of mind.
Right. It's not a physical state.
Yeah.
It's a state of I love it.
So Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram all day. Come on.
Okay. Sweet or savory?
Depends on for what.
Whatever you decide. Sweet or savory? Savory. Okay.
Because I can't have sweet without having savory first.
Do you have like a really go-to you said the legume, but anything like what about a good sweet meal? What's like your favorite dessert?
Ooh. I can't pick a favorite dessert, but I will tell you the Waldorf Astoria rooftop. They have a rooftop there, and they have these cookies, and I'm not even a cookie person, but I've been craving it for the longest, and I'm going back to get that plate of cookies. It's just 3 cookies, but they're the best cookies you'll ever have in your life. This is not sponsored.
Chocolate chip or?
No, there is a lemon one. I believe there is a macadamia nut one. There's a third one. I couldn't tell you what it was, but
I don't fuck with that macadamia
best
nut. I hate macadamia
cookies I've ever had in my life. Amazing.
Really? I see. That's dope.
Fleming's also has a really good lava cake.
Fleming's, that steak restaurant, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But also, let me say this. Ocean Prime has a really good butter cake.
Yeah, I've heard good things about butter cakes. I don't know if like
that particular one.
Yeah. Ocean Prime butter cake. Fire. Early bird or night owl?
I'm innately a night owl, but at this point in my life, early bird, because I'm trying to be way more productive and I'm trying to get shit done.
Fair enough. What would be your favorite place to travel, or if you've been there before?
Haiti. Yeah, I've traveled and I like many places, but Haiti's like, all right.
I think that wraps it up. I can't really think of anything else. That I was trying to freestyle a little bit, but so yeah, let's just continue on to what you wanna what we were working on a track earlier today, and that is hopefully gonna be a part of your upcoming EP.
Yeah, I can see it. It's called Shock.
Yeah. So how do you have any visualization as to what, like, at what stage is the EP at?
The EP is almost the EP is fully idealized, as in I kind of have a strong grasp on the idea of it. A lot of the songs are already written. Some may need, rewriting some sections here and there, but for the most part, I just want to be honest about where I am right now, or where I've been over the past kind of year. Just a little spotlight into my mind. But for the most part, it's well on its way. I would say it's like 50% done, and that's because finishing the EP is like, where the long stretch is. So yeah.
You said idealized, so that would that you don't have to spoil it, but is there a certain some message that you want to kind of like chip away at, or is there some is that clear yet?
Yes, the concept is clear. It's literally just a snapshot of where I've been over the past year, but I don't have a title yet.
Absolutely,
I had a title,
yeah.
then I'm like, maybe we shouldn't, maybe we shouldn't title it yet. So I'm kind of holding off until I finalize the singles.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, like, how would you feel? How satisfied are you with the EP at this point?
Well, I'm nowhere near satisfied, but I'm happy with where I'm going and how I'm feeling about it.
Right.
I'm happy to be working on an EP again. I only dropped one EP, and that was in 2016, which kind of was my introduction to, people who heard that I was pursuing artistry. So I'm really happy that I'm working on something again. It took long enough. It's been like 5 or 6 years, but.
Well, that's we were talking about that consistency thing, right? So
Right.
it's it's a step
in the right direction.
Yeah, it's genuinely speaking, consistency is like so important. It's ridiculous how much growth can happen if you're just consistent. Yeah. So
Consistency and holding yourself accountable as well.
yeah, exactly. Like making sure. I think not to harp on it too much, but I think consistency is more important than perfectionism, and I'm beginning to finally learn that. It's just like, as I guess any artist has that problem with perfectionism. So yeah. Is there anything that you want to tell us or like give the audience before we wrap it up?
The EP is on its way. The EP release show is also on its way. And I wholeheartedly enjoy creating art to release out in the world. So if you've supported me along the way, or if you're hopping on the journey right now, I appreciate you and I love you, and I look forward to releasing art for you guys.
Yay. Go stream Cass the Muse on all streaming platforms. Go watch Wild Thoughts, the music video on YouTube.
Are we gonna link it?
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna link all the socials, all the kit and caboodle. So
I love it.
Yeah, go to roarheadquarters.com. We're gonna link it below. Check out our monthly memberships. Check out our studio time. Check out our every other service that we have. Come to our events, networking and jam night every other Friday, 7 to 11 p.m. if you're LA local. Other than that, stay groovy, guys. Peace.
Shout out to George. I'm so happy to be on this podcast, and until next time.
Thank you, Cass. Yeah. Shout out to Taius too. He's behind the camera. He's doing all the visual. Greenidge Films is his production company, and we're linking that stuff too below. So, all right. Have a great night, guys. Peace.
Peace.
High five.
Yay. Love it.